Hi, this is Aaron here from Webify, and I'm just going to show you a really quick and easy tutorial to begin adding pages to your Webify powered website and tweak and configure some of the various settings that will be available to you. So you'll probably be looking at a page like this, if not this exact page, as you're viewing this video. And you'll notice quite a few options. They are sectionalized by color. So configuration options are over here in blue. We have some settings options over here in gray. We can add additional apps down here. They are the light blue color. And up here, what we have is the page creator section. Now, since this is the Webify homepage, all you have access to is the page creator section. That's all you need. If you were to add additional apps like Webify Blog or Webify Store, you would have a whole bunch of other options available to you, which I'll show you guys in a little while. But for now, let's learn how to add a page to our Webify website. So the options here, Add Page, My Pages, and View Website. Let me show you first what the default installation of a Webify web page looks like. Right? So it's pretty empty, not much to see here. It has a very basic page. It just has one sentence and a title. Here you can see the placeholder for a navigation panel and the title of the website. Also, here's my logo up here. Now let's say I want to make a page of my own. So what I would do is I would click the Add Page button and give my page a title name. So I'm going to call it Hello World, and I'm going to call the summary for this page, this is my summary. This is just sort of a caption for the page. It would be like a description of what the page is about. And here's where the actual page content happens. And I'm just going to actually use some very simple text. If you'll just give me a second to recover it. I'm just going to actually use some dummy text. This text doesn't actually mean anything. It's just to show you guys some layout options. So I've added some text to my page. If I save this entry now and preview this page, you will be able to see what it looks like so far. Right, so up here where I typed in the title, I have the title up here, and where I typed in the page content, I have the page content down here. Right, pretty simple so far. And of course this page has automatically been linked in my header. If I wanted to hide that link from the header, I could do that by selecting this option down here, Hidden Page. It can only be viewed with a direct link. And if I toggled that Hidden Page option on and refreshed, you would see up here that the link is now gone. But I'm going to leave that link on so for the sake of this demo, so that we can see it up there. And I'm actually going to show you guys now that we have created a really basic page with just some text. What if we wanted to add an image to that page? Well, adding an image is really easy. From the right hand side, you'll see what's called the photo library, and you can either drag and drop images into this area here, or you can click the Add button and browse your computer for an image that you want to use. I'm going to use this island photo as an example. I can actually select multiple photos if I want to at the same time for simultaneous upload, but I'm just going to use this one for now. And as you can see, it uploads and it appears automatically over here on the right. And now if I want to insert this image into the page, it doesn't actually get put into the page until I actually decide where I want to put it in the page. Right now it's just an asset. It's just a resource that I can use. So I want to put it in the page. All I have to do is drag and drop. So you can see I'm dragging and dropping this image wherever I want it to appear. So if I want it to appear right here, I just let go right there and it goes right to that section. Or if I want it to appear right over here, a little bit more in the text, I can move it around wherever I want it to go. Alright. The size, if you click on the image, you'll notice these size handles. You can resize the image, and just by dragging and dropping. And now if I go and I save my page and I refresh over here, you will see that there is now an image in the page. Alright, so that was pretty easy. A pretty easy way to add images to my page. And while I was dragging and dropping, I seem to have misaligned some text, so I'm just going to fix that, make everything look good. If I wanted to add some more images to my page, I could easily do so in the same way. So I have another image here, just drag and drop it over. But let's say I wanted this image to appear a little bit differently. So you'll notice when you drag and drop images into the page, they will automatically appear to the left, and the words will wrap around them. What if I wanted to change that? What if I wanted to change their default inset? I'll show you guys a little bit of an advanced feature, very, very briefly, because I don't want to get too into it, because it's a little more advanced. But just to touch on a little bit of image adjustment, what you could do is you right-click on the image, and you go to Insert Edit Image, and you'll find a whole bunch of properties that you can use to adjust how this image displays. Right now you can see the alignment is left, but if I wanted to align it to the right, I could do so by clicking the right button, or the right option, and then I would click Update, click OK, and now you can see the image sticks to the right of the page, more or less. Actually, I just hit the undo key by accident there, so I'm just going to put that back to the right and stick it to the right again, and now it's on the right. So if I save entry and I go and I refresh my page, you will see that image is now stuck over there on the right. Alright, so this is the basic instructions for how to create a simple page with images. You will also notice that you have a lot of text modification options, such as, for example, if I wanted to, I'm just going to actually delete this image. I'm just going to add a little bit more text here. And I'm going to say, let's say I wanted to start a new header section, right? So my header here. I can change the style, the HTML style of a particular part of text from this section here. For example, I want to make it header 1, right? So now it's a larger header, and underneath my header I can add some other, text. If I want to bold a section, make one section bold, I have the bold option. I have, italic, and I have underline section. I can adjust, I can actually insert a link if I want to by selecting a certain section of text, and then this little icon up here, the Insert Edit Link option, I would click it and I would just type in the address to my link and insert. So now I have created a link inside my page. There, if you want to actually edit the source code of the page, if you know a little bit of HTML and you want to get right in there and edit the source code, all you have to do is click the HTML button up here, and all of the source code will be presented, and you can edit in source code edit mode, inserting JavaScript or whatever additional HTML you might want to add. There is an option here to create a table, and that option is right here, Insert Edit Table. So if I wanted to create a table inside of my page, I would click this icon and choose how many columns and rows I want my table to have, and then insert. And as you can see in this bottom left corner, I have a very simple table with no spacing or anything like that, but I can drag and drop the size, or I can just drag the size of it up and down and change the properties of the like the table size in this way. And so in each section I could add, I don't know, let's say I wanted to put this image right here, and then what I would maybe add a title to the top part, or whatever you need to do with your table. I don't know. It's up to you. But you can, like I say, you can use the handlebars to drag and resize and adjust the characteristics of the table. You can also get right in there and edit the table properties by right-clicking on some part of the table, and you can, I don't know, adjust things like padding between table cells and rows. And if you wanted to specify 100% overall width instead of just a certain number of pixels, you could do that. Now, I'm sure there's a way to edit the individual row here so it doesn't take up the such a large amount of space. And I guess the way to do that is to click inside it and go to the table cell properties. And now maybe I want to set the width to, I don't know, 50 pixels and update that. So now it's you can see it only takes up the amount of space that my actual image does. So you can do anything that you want with the table, very similar to how you might use Dreamweaver or another visual HTML editor to create tables. So if I don't know, let's just save this page really quick and do a refresh to see how it's all coming along. But as you can see down here, we have a table. You cannot see the border of the table because I did not specify a border around it, but you can certainly do so, again, by right-clicking, going to Table Properties, and the border option is somewhere around here. Something like this. Set a border color. And let's see. There it is, border. So now I've got a border around my table. So it appears something like that. What else have we got in the editor? You guys will actually be able to look around and find different features in the editor. I'm not going to spend too much time here because there's a lot to cover, but you can do anything that you can normally do with HTML, right? So if you want to insert a bulleted list, it's pretty easy to do so. If you want to, I don't know, you can even insert div layers to create overlapping content and that sort of thing. I'm just going to leave our page like this because, like I say, there's a lot more to show you guys, but now you know basically how to create a page for your website. So if you take a look up here, this is our current home page. It was the default page that was installed, but let's say you want to change your current home page to the new page that we just made. Well, the page which appears as your home page will be the one which is highlighted in dark. So if I want to change that page that I just made to be my current home page, I just click this little home icon up here, and now my home page is the page that we just created. Okay. To the right, you can see we have a menu bar with the Webify homepage. This starts out blank, there's nothing in it, but if we want to add some content to that menu bar, as you most probably will want to do, the way to do that is to go to the HTML embedding section. And there are a number of options to embed some HTML into a different section of your Webify website. The section that we're going to be using is either the side navigation upper or lower box. And it doesn't really matter which one you use with the Webify homepage, because with Webify homepage there's nothing else automatically there. If you're using the blog application, there would be some categories there, so using upper or lower would be a decision. Well, do you want your text to appear above the categories or below the categories type thing? Okay, so we're just going to use an example here. Hello, hello. And you can type HTML in this. That's what I'm doing, is adding a little HTML. You do not have to. You can just put text, but I'm going to put a little HTML. And when I save this, this now appears in my text box area over here. Let's say that you want to change the theme for your Webify website. Very easy to do so. Just click the Themes button up here. The list of themes which you currently have already installed will be presented to you, and the one that you want to activate, you just click the little checkbox. So I click that checkbox, I've now activated it, and if I go back to my Webify page, you can see that I'm using that new theme. Now, if you want to actually get more themes than the default themes which are included, you would just click here to get more themes, and you can browse through the theme library that we have available to select another theme for download and importing into your Webify website. You can actually create your own theme if you want to. You can use the design your own theme button up here, and then launch Theme Designer, which will take you to our partner website, Webify, where you can create an account for free. I already have an account, so I won't be creating an account. And it shows you, since I've already logged into my existing account, it shows me all the themes that I've created. And I'm just going to use, this one here, for example, called Savannah. And you can do everything in this Webify, theme designer that you want to do design-wise. And there's a different video that I've created that shows you how to edit a theme, and that's available from our Webify channel on YouTube. It's linked in the top left corner of the Webify website. If you want to check out that video, just go to our homepage, go to YouTube, and you will find our channel, which will be able to browse our videos from. And here's how to create a theme for Webify, and this gives detailed instructions for how to create your own theme. I'm just going to show you really briefly though that once you have created your theme, all you need to do is click the download button. Webify will generate the theme for you into a format which is usable by Webify. And then what you will do is you will import the theme and browse for that file on your hard drive, which is, in this case, Savannah here. Once I've selected the file, I click Import Theme, wait for it to upload, and then I click Activate Theme, and I have to browse the theme that I just uploaded and click the checkbox again. And now you will see over to our Webify, to your Webify website, it now uses the new Savannah theme that you had just chosen, or whatever theme you chose. The layout setting, this includes quite a few advanced options. I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about this just yet, but let's first talk about the header links section. So up here, right here actually, this is where our header links are now, and you can see the link to our one page, Hello World. Let's say you wanted to add some more custom links up here. Let's say you wanted to put a link to, I don't know, let's say you wanted to put a link to Facebook for whatever reason. All you would need to do, and actually you don't need to put a link to Facebook because that link is automatically generated. So that's a bad example. Let's put a link to Google. I don't know why, but let's just put a link to Google. To do that, go back to your Webify admin panel, click Header Links. Let's call the link title Search Google. Linked URL is google.com, and add that link. Now if you refresh your page over here, you'll see this new button up here, which is called Search Google, which you just called. You named it Search Google up here. That's why it's called Search Google here. If you click it, it'll take you to Google, or whatever link you want to link to. That's how you create links up in your header. If you ever want to do an update for your Webify script, you would click this update button here. And I'm not actually going to show you how to do an update because it's got some sensitive password information in there and I don't want to share that with you per se, but it's really easy to do. Just click the update button and fill out your FTP username and password and it will do the update for you. If you want to import content from your existing WordPress blog, as long as you have WordPress installed on the same website that you have Webify installed on, you can do so very easily just by clicking the Import WordPress option, and then you have to fill out your WordPress database information. Click Import, and Webify will import all of your WordPress information into your Webify app. This actually works with the Webify blog. It will actually work with other Webify apps too, but it's best with Webify blog, so I recommend doing this with Webify blog for now, and probably not with any of the other apps. You can select languages, you can create new administrator accounts for your control panel, you can set up custom redirects, and I'm going to probably include a more advanced tutorial later for some of these features, but for now I'm just going to show you the basic features to get your website up and running. The options panel over here will contain common options. For example, right now the website has a title called Webify Homepage, but let's say you wanted to call it Joe's Fabulous Website. Alright, so that's how you change a title. Pretty easy. If you want to add a description just below the title here, you would do so in this way. Now a description will appear. Actually, the description is down here on this template, my mistake. You can just set up the administrator's email address, and you can also, this actually option doesn't apply to the home page, but it applies to the blog and any other app like the store or whatever, which includes sorting preferences. So you can sort blog entries by title or name or price or whatever the case may be, depending on what kind of app you're using. And a couple of these options don't actually apply to the home page, but they are common options throughout most of the Webify scripts. So we need to do a little bit of tweaking so that these options don't show up in the home page, but I mean, it doesn't hurt anything for now. The settings option will also contain settings in most of the apps, not in homepage, because homepage is pretty simple. It doesn't have any special settings. The social media option will allow you to input things like your Facebook page or your Twitter page or your YouTube page. So when you input those options to your channels or your Facebook page, you will see those social media options then appear, and users will be able to access them really easy and find your channel or Facebook page or whatever. If you want to add additional apps, this is pretty important to pay attention to. So if you want to add additional apps, very easy to do so. From the home page, you'll find this Add Apps button. Click it, and let's install Webify blog. So actually all you have to do to install in the default directory is click Install App. But if you want to call it something else other than blog, you can rename blog to something else. Okay, so I'm just going to click Install App, and very quickly and easily that app is installed. Now if you go back to the home page here, you will notice a new app appears, and you're able to navigate and jump between both your homepage app, which we're looking at now, and your new blog app. So when you'll know which app you're at, because up in the top left it'll show you which app you're currently working in. Right, so now I'm working in the Webify blog, and you'll notice in Webify blog there are a few new options available that were not available in the homepage. New post, my post, categories, and comments. So if I view my Webify blog section, you can see I have one default post in here, some categories, a default category, a default blog entry, and the links that I've already created in the Webify homepage setting, because links and pages and things like that are all shared amongst the different apps. So if I want to edit this, create my own post or edit an existing post, I would do so in the same way as I did when creating a homepage, or when creating a page using the homepage section. So I'm just going to create one really quick, assign it to the category called test category, since that's the only category that I have, and click Save Entry. And now you can see I have these two posts to blog entries here, and if I go and I refresh my home page, you can see my new entry has just appeared here. You might have noticed that the blog uses the default theme that came with Webify, so if I want to make it also use the Savannah theme, I would need to go and set that. So each different app can use a different theme if you want it to, or they can all share the same theme. You just have to set it to do so. This just allows for more customization options for whatever reason. You might want your homepage theme to be different than your blog theme, and you can do so very easily just by selecting the different template for a different one. So like I say, this is going to be, I'm going to try to wrap up this tutorial here, but each app will have a different set of options. For example, this app here, the blog app, has a categories section. Right now, you can see I have just the one category called test category, but I could easily add another category just like this, and now my other category will appear here. And just you guys are going to have to explore the different different options available to each app for now until I make special tutorials for each one. But basically, that's how you create your Webify website. If you need more apps, if you need a contact page, for example, you would just click into the Add App, find the contact page, click Install App. Once it's ready, visit the App panel again, and you will. It's just loading a little bit slow right now, but you will see the new contact page app is available here. And if you visit the website from the contact page app, it doesn't actually have a theme set, so I'm just going to set the theme. And it's just kind of running slow, but there we go. Now we have the contact page with the Savannah theme loaded. When you add a new app, it does not actually automatically link in the header. Okay, this is done intentionally because we want to make it flexible and optional to link apps in the header or not. So if you have a new app called contact page, if you want to create a link to contact us, do it in the same way that you did the search Google link. So you go to any of your apps and you just find the header links option, and you would add a link called contact, and you would put the link to your contact page, and then I don't know if somebody's using your blog or the home page or whatever and they click contact, it'll take them to your contact page, and they'll be able to use the contact section. And this is just kind of how you link all the different apps together. Like right now I didn't link up the blog, but I could do so very easily by just adding the link to my blog as such. Now you can see blogs up here, and I can navigate to it very easily by clicking the blog link. And that, I think, should be a pretty good start for you guys to get rolling and explore some of the features available within your Webify CMS. And once you kind of get a basic idea for the flow of how to build pages and create categories and add apps and that sort of thing, you'll start to, the rest of the apps and their functions will start to kind of make a lot more sense, I think, to kind of intuit and figure out, until such time as I can put together some video tutorials for everything. So hope you guys enjoyed this.